All right, we are exactly a week away from July 1st, the day many of the 341 laws passed during the last legislative session go into effect. One of them, Idaho's ban on public camping. The law is focused on Idaho's 3 largest cities and requires them to keep people from camping in certain public spaces. That even includes sleeping in your car. So, to be in compliance, the city of Boise modified its public camping ordinance this afternoon. But what will that look like when it comes to enforcement? Aspen Shumpert listened in on that meeting and got the answer from the city's new police chief himself.
All right, well, welcome back, everybody.
Tuesday, the city of Boise outlined how they will enforce a new law banning camping in public spaces in cities with at least 100,000 people, like Boise, Meridian, and Nampa. The law, which takes effect July 1st, leaves it up to individual cities on how they want to enforce it. For Boise, that will be done by the police department.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, members of council.
Police Chief Chris Dennison says the new language removes requirements for officers to check shelter availability before issuing a citation.
It will remove some level of discretion from officers. We will have to take some form of action when we become aware of public camping.
New ordinance language the city passed Tuesday leaves it up to officers on how best to handle enforcing the camping ban.
There will be times that the solution is a citation and take enforcement action.
I think we're going to be looking for individuals who are potentially habitual offenders, that we provided that education, we've done that outreach. They're either refusing the outreach or the engagement. They're continually coming back or just outright deciding they're not going to comply, they're not going to do anything and just want to stay in that space.
The citation will be $10 per violation, and the low cost is to try and avoid financial burden. But Dennison says the city will continue to support a housing first, resources first approach.
There's going to be times where it's going to be, can we move people to treatment? Can we get them into shelters, the other services that we can provide for them? So for me, it's really important that the officers have that discretion to make those decisions in the moment when they're dealing with the person on the ground.
Boise Mayor Lauren McLean and council members say they are losing flexibility under the state law, but connecting people to resources remains the priority.
Your officers will continue to do what they've always done, which is to seek solutions with a much tighter window of what can and can't be done given the law that was passed. We also know Boiseans have made clear that there's so much more than ticketing that needs to be addressed and provided and to ensure that we continue to not have the issues that we've seen in other cities, that we do all we can to stay ahead of the issues surrounding and then to compassionately care for folks that are experiencing homelessness.
Council passed that new ordinance with the change in the language unanimously in the meeting this afternoon. Brian, I asked the police chief come July 1st, what's the plan? Are you guys going out and doing sweeps? He says no, they don't have any of that plan, but they do anticipate maybe more encounters, maybe more calls, reporting that there's public camping going on, that they're going to have to go and decide what to do.
Okay, so it doesn't really change, like you said, the enforcement, how they approach it, but
yeah, priority is still the same for them.
The same for them, but it just means that anybody maybe sleeping somewhere that they notice, that's what would cause an approach, where before it would not.
Yeah, and also, you know, the chief said maybe that looks like people going to surrounding cities. Maybe Garden City is going to see a heightened increase in the unhoused population going
because there is a population limit to this law.
There is a population limit, 100,000 people. So that's Boise, Meridian, Nampa. I reached out to Meridian and Nampa today to see if they had any changes. We didn't hear back from them, so I'm not sure if they've changed their ordinance for state law yet.
It might just then fall on the county sheriff in that area, possibly. Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Aspen.